Francis Ngannou and Anthony Joshua are confirmed to be fighting in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia on March 8th, and pros have reacted to the fight announcement. Anthony Joshua believes that he's destined for greatness in the heavyweight division, and he stated, "If I go in the ring and I dominate and I'm better than my opponent, naturally the championship will be around my waist. Because I'm just better. I'm destined for that. People see it. Sometimes people can see in you what you don't see in yourself, so you just have to see it in yourself, and 100% I'm starting to see it in myself. I'm pushing. I'm going to get to the next level. I'm quite confident in who I am and my ability, so that's all that matters to me. In terms of other people's opinion, when I look at it, everyone's going to get stuck, but I rate myself. Not in an egotistical way, but I'm quite humble with it, and I believe self-confidence is good, so I'm quite self-confident." Eddie Hearn made the announcement and gave dates for a press conference with more details. Eddie posted, "Tonight we confirm it's a done deal. Anthony Joshua v. Francis Ngannou collide on a huge night in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Press conference January 15 in London with full details dropping soon." After hearing the announcement, Ariel Helwani tried figuring out where Francis Ngannou would rate if he ended up beating Anthony Joshua. Ariel stated, "As someone who's been closely following the Francis story, this to me is theater. If Francis Ngannou could pull this off defeating Joshua, does he now slot in there and replace Alexander Usyk? I think a lot of people were waiting to see what Ngannou would do. Would he zig? Would he zag? He waited to see how the day of reckoning played out for him." Frank Warren was excited about the announcement as well, and he stated, "Another historic night for Riyadh season. Press conference and fight date news coming soon. Can't wait for it all to get started." Meanwhile, other people are simply amazed at the progress Francis is making in his new boxing career. Luke Thomas posted, "We've seen MMA fighters aspire to get a boxing fight, maybe a rematch if they're lucky. With a Wilder fight still also a potential, Ngannou appears to be almost switching careers, at least for a couple of years. Most MMA fighters lucky enough to box don't get that much runway." Tyson Fury's been in the ring with Francis Ngannou though, and he has admitted that Francis hits harder than most other heavyweight fighters.
How hard does he punch? You've obviously been him against Wilder, who people regard as one of the heaviest punches of all time. How hard does he punch?
He punches hard, but it was a bit like a hook on the back of the head. The knockdown in round whatever it was, 3. But yeah, apart from that, he didn't really get with much else.
Robert Garcia thinks that Francis Ngannou is an easy opponent for Anthony Joshua, and he stated, "It's an easy fight for Joshua. Those fights shouldn't even be sanctioned. Ngannou, fighting the heavyweight champion of the world, Fury, shouldn't have been sanctioned. It's a disrespect to boxing not to train one single day for that fight. It was embarrassing. In heavyweight boxing of this era, none of these guys would hang with Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Larry Holmes. That was different. Lennox Lewis would be doing really good now. He would beat most everybody. Joshua's one of the good ones, but you can't compare them to the 80s and 90s. Gareth A. Davies isn't too impressed with this fight, and he thinks that Anthony should keep looking past Francis."
I don't know. There could be 10 rounds of war. One of them's getting knocked out. And you've got to hope, for boxing's sake again, that it's not Anthony Joshua, because that does disrupt the apple cart in lots of ways. But who knows? This is what it's about.
After hearing that Anthony Joshua plans to knock him out, Francis Ngannou responded to the claims by stating, "Anything that he wants, ring or octagon. The good thing is I'm the one that can go everywhere comfortably. My comfort zone will be the octagon, but I'm going to the ring and putting them in a bad spot in the ring. I have my territory in MMA where they cannot mess with me. If they come, they'll need something like some favor, like I'll give you this, we'll take kicks out. I have to give him something, but when we step in the ring, they don't give me anything and I still get them in trouble." Even Tyson Fury said the same thing, and Tyson Fury is better than Anthony Joshua. "What do I care about what people say? I've been in this game for so long. I've seen so much. I've heard so much about what people intend to do. There's a difference between wanting to do and being able to do." Anthony Joshua definitely respects Francis though, and he sees him as a source of inspiration.
Francis Ngannou.
Inspiration.
Yeah, he's cool, isn't he?
His story.
Wow.
If you can't take motivation from that and inspiration, I don't know what would drive you in life.
What would happen in a fight between you though?
A war.
Yeah.
First man to land, is going out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be rough, wouldn't it?
Battle of the bodybuilders.
Imagine, wow.
After seeing Francis Ngannou face Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua believes that Francis definitely won, and he stated, "Bodybuilders up, dozers down. He just looked like a flat slob and just can't fight." He says that bodybuilders can't fight, but he got smacked up by one. "I've always wanted to get in the ring with him. He does a lot of talking, calls me a bodybuilder and stuff, but I want to marvel at the African power. He's a bodybuilder, steps in and smacks him up for me. I think Ngannou won, but the judges are there for a reason. They score it how they score it, and they're professionals at what they do, and I'm just an observer. Fury won, but from a fan's point of view, I think Ngannou won." It looks as though Deontay Wilder and Zhilei Zhang could appear on the same card as Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou. Michael Benson posted, "Deontay Wilder and Zhilei Zhang reportedly could return on the undercard of Anthony Joshua versus Francis Ngannou, which may in fact take place on Friday, March 8th. It's claimed Wilder and Zhang could fight each other or appear in separate fights. Many fans believe that Francis Ngannou versus Anthony Joshua is definitely everyone's time though." And Boxing Kingdom posted, "Don't be mad at Anthony Joshua for fighting Francis Ngannou. Ngannou arguably came close to beating Tyson Fury. Joshua's just cleaning up the mess Tyson Fury left for him." Anthony Joshua teased a date for the fight, and he even compared it to GTA San Andreas. Anthony stated, "Here we go again, 8/3/24. Dan Hardy thinks that Anthony Joshua will be an easier fight for Francis Ngannou than Tyson Fury was, and he sees Francis winning some belts in the future. Dan stated, "Tyson Fury stylistically is probably the most difficult for Ngannou to deal with. He's tall, he's got great upper body movement, great defense. Then you look at somebody like Anthony Joshua or a Joe Joyce, they're a little more upright. They don't necessarily take a punch quite as well. They definitely don't regroup as well as Tyson Fury does. I feel like he's taken on the stiffest test and proved himself. So the door is definitely wide open for him in boxing, and say you put somebody like Deontay Wilder in there. You've got two of the most thunderous punchers on the planet. But again, stylistically for Ngannou, there are holes in Deontay Wilder's game that can be exploited when he's punching. Honestly, I think all the doors are open for him. We could be looking at someone that can hold the WBC and the PFL title at the same time."
When I look at other heavyweight guys, like someone like Joshua and guys like that, I can't see them having that problem because we've now seen what Ngannou's got. But what I mean is, if you look at the techniques he done and the things that he done, it was nothing amazing, but yes, it was enough. It was enough to drop Fury. Watched him, and I just think if I was another heavyweight, look at him.
I think Deontay Wilder, if I want to say a name, I think Deontay Wilder could have a problem. And I only say Deontay Wilder purely because I don't know how good Deontay Wilder is.
Teddy Atlas literally did a video a few days after we went, "I'm telling you now, Francis Ngannou is a better boxer than Deontay Wilder right now."
No,
right.
Yeah, but I've never ever rated Wilder. If you look at
but the point is why is Wilder a problem? Because he hits hard. He's a hell of an athlete. Francis Ngannou does that and has actually a bit better fundamentals. It's nothing special, as I've said. And one of the things we're saying, what did he do? He dropped Fury.
If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.